Hi everyone, this is a demonstration of a holographic HoloLens simulation of agent-based modeling I've been building in Unity. So we're going to be opening the Holo Explorer app I've been building. So in this simulation, I have two currently. I have a COVID model and a thermal equilibration model. So as you can see, there's a large holographic COVID floating in my living room. This one's uninteractable and is just here kind of as an opening screen. So then we select our first interaction. We're going to do particle physics first. In this simulation, there's some particles and they bounce around the room. But first we have to create the mesh. So right now we're using LiDAR to send out a signal to pick up where things are. And then we have one ball in the room we can interact with. So we can grab that using long range touch and it'll float towards us. Or we can grab it with our hand. We can try to throw it at something. It'll bounce off. And as you see, the mesh that we created when we walked around the room interacts with the objects. And we can look around as it moves around the room. And it's bouncing off the table and then off my picture frame. It looks like it even found the fan. But one particle by itself isn't so interesting, so let's add some more. Here we have a number of particles we've introduced in the system. Some of them got stuck in the mesh because where they originated. Still some bugs in our particles. We can bump into each other. And basically they act like particles in a box. We can add some more particles if we like. These are coming in at a faster speed, so we're adding energy to the system. We have some trapped in my money plant over here. What's happening behind me? A few over there near the table. And we get to act as embodied members of this system where we can go and grab these particles and choose how we interact with the others. And we can act like energy in the system by grabbing a particle and moving it and smacking into others. And in this way, we can create understanding by being immersed in the agent-based model of how the agents behave and start having discussions outside the agent-based model like you would in a normal NetLogo simulation. We next can go back to the menu and we can explore a COVID model. It's very similar in most respects. The only difference is we have brought in an NIH-free COVID model, and we can grab it in similar ways. And I'm always curious, what does it look like? And we can see inside the envelope and those crown features we've all come so familiar with. In this one, we have to note that the mesh is invisible. So I turned it off, but the COVID is still bouncing off it. So it goes towards the floor. It's still going to run into stuff. We can then add some cells to the system the COVID can affect. We didn't like where I started, so I'm going to restart and try to get a better orientation. So then we can start the model. And the cells start moving around and bouncing through the system. And we can, at this point, play as COVID, and we can be the locomotory force. And we can kill the cells, which will create more COVID. We can also do a mass infection, so we add a whole lot of COVIDs to the system. And we can also play as the cell and navigate away from COVID if we wanted to. So as you see, the particles are moving around the system, colliding into each other, and having an effect when they bump into each other. From here, we could count up and determine how many COVID models were in the system after how many cells, and we could figure out the are not of one of our things. We can examine the COVID model and make discussions about how that might interact with it, or have other embodied experiences with the holographs. So that is the first demo of Holo Explorer, an agent-based modeling application for the HoloLens 2 by Microsoft. Thank you so much.